You can't be a professional athlete without having some lofty aspirations. I mean, you gotta dream big. A few majors, maybe a player of the year. Hey, and when it's all said and done, a one-way ticket to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, why not? The reality is most of the tour never reaches these heights. Never experience that rarefied air. But these two aren't most guys. They've done what most bowlers can only dream of.
Beauty.
The Hall of Famer who's never shied away from the spotlight. The reigning player of the year and defending champ.
For the win! He's got it! Ric Flair, baby! The belt's coming home!
It's Tommy Jones and Kyle Troup, toe-to-toe for the belt. This is what I call finishing the year in style.
Double pick, baby!
The 2022 Kia PBA Playoffs Championship starts now on Fox.
Inside Bolero Jupiter for the conclusion of the 4th edition of the Kia PBA Playoffs. The top seeds toppled long ago, so now it's down to the first pro of bowling. Your 9 seed Kyle Troup and the Hall of Famer 6 seed Tommy Jones. And you have a free chance to win $1,000 today playing the Fox Bet Super 6. Simply scan that QR code right now. Download the Super 6 app and make your 6 picks for today's PBA Playoffs final for a free shot at the $1,000 jackpot. We welcome you laneside. I'm Rob Stone. Glad you're with us today. He is the Hall of Famer, Randy Peterson. He is the living legend, Norm Duke. Chilling with us on a Sunday. Great to have you, man.
Great to be here on a Sunday with you guys.
Man, it's so good to have you. As long as you're associated with the lanes, the sport is in a good place, all right? So, Norm, it's great to have you here with us. Let's talk about our 2 finalists here today and some similar resurgent-type stories, but certainly on different timelines. We begin with Kyle Troup, the reigning PBA playoff champ, one of the titles he won last year en route to winning Player of the Year honors. But 2022, Randy, has been off until
these playoffs,
right.
Rob. I mean, it all changed when Kyle Troup came to the 2022 playoffs. He beat Rash, he beat O'Neal, he beat Prather. He's undefeated this year at the playoffs. He literally saved his season here. And to me, he is back to 2021 form where he won just south of $500,000.
If this season was going to continue a couple more months, Kyle Troup might be back into the Player of the Year race. Let's talk about Tommy Jones. How many TV appearances did he have last year? 0.
None.
The donut, the goose egg. So there are a lot of folks out there saying, Tommy, we're going to start writing you off, right? Like a little soap opera. We're done with him. Rewrite. Tommy Jones is back in a big way this season.
Yeah, we've all been through it. I mean, if you're an athlete, you've had a slump or a bad year, and the great ones are able to bounce back. And with 20 PBA titles, Tommy Jones is a great one. And 3 times he's been in the top 5 this season in majors alone. He gets a chance today if he can knock off Kyle Troup at $100,000. I'll tell you what, he's loving his bowling game right now.
Take a look at the top finishes this season. Again, the big number down there at the bottom. 0 TV apps last year. Look at these finishes. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Today will be his best finish, regardless of how he finishes this season. Let's take a look at your odds to win, courtesy of our great partners at Fox Bet. And Kyle Troup has been installed as the favorite in this race to 3. How about this crowd today in Jupiter? Kimberly Pressler standing by with today's 2 finalists.
Well, Rob, on paper, it looks like this can be an absolute slugfest. But Kyle, let's start with you because you're undefeated in the playoffs. But Tommy over here has had a phenomenal season so far, making 5 television shows. So what is your game plan against the Hall of Famer today so that you walk away with a 2nd WWE belt?
Kimberly, I've got to just stick to me, do my game. Tommy, like you said, he's been red hot all year. I've known him for a long time, so, we have a lot of friendly wagers throughout the years and whatnot, so, I'm going to stick to my game. Hopefully that's enough to beat him, and between you and me, I think it is.
I love the trash talking already. Good luck to you today, Kyle. All right, Tommy, you heard him. He's not going to make it easy on you. He is coming into this, and he hasn't even had to go to a roll-off. He's taken down every opponent. But like I said, you've had a phenomenal season. So what do you have to focus on so that you walk away with that belt today?
Same thing Kyle just said. You know, we all have our own process, so I have to stick to my process and, you know, get out there and make some decisions. I mean, this is a little bit different than most TV shows. We're going to bowl each other for almost 2 hours here, so we're going to go through some transition and stuff, and whoever can battle that the most is probably going to come out victorious.
Well, it's going to be a phenomenal match no matter what. Good luck to you.
All right, Kimberly, thank you very much. As we take a look at the format for this PBA playoffs final, it is a race to 3. Winner of each game gets 1 point. If we are tied after 4 games at 2-2, we're going on to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off to decide who takes home that WWE belt. Tommy Jones is up first.
Representing South Carolina out of Simpsonville, 20 career PBA Tour titles, 2-time major champion, a PBA Rookie and Player of the Year, PBA Hall of Famer, Tommy Jones.
I'm not sure what that was.
That was a pick.
Oh,
There's nothing to pick, though.
Exactly.
That's the joke.
I'll tell you what, though, in the semifinals, he picked on A.J. Johnson, but it was a total grind, guys. Beats A.J. in the first game, 215-193. Loses game 2, 181-172, and then wins in a roll-off. But this is the year of resurgence for Tommy Jones. He's 3 wins away from 100K.
20 tour titles. There's his path here through the PBA playoffs. Took down the 11, 14, and 10 seed. Tommy is your 6 seed. Kyle, your 9 seed.
He's starting with urethane purple hammer. No big shock there.
No big shock, especially early.
And guys, you know, for me, I think there's 2 formulas, and we'll get to that right after the intro of Kyle Troop.
Representing North Carolina out of Taylorsville, 8 career PBA Tour titles, the son of Guppy, the reigning PBA Player of the Year and defending PBA Playoffs champion, the Afrofish, Kyle Troop.
Kyle actually has some hair to pick, Rob, right?
A lot.
Yeah. Semifinals for Kyle went up against Chris Prather. Wins game 1, 227-212. Wins game 2, 233-215. Throughout the playoffs, and we've talked about it, we talked about it in the Open. It's the Kyle of 2021 all over again.
Yeah, he lost here at the playoffs. All right, nothing but 2-0, 2-0, 2-0s. Took down Sean Rash, Bill O'Neill, and then Chris Prather in the semis.
Yeah, you know what? He looks different now than he did earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, it looks like it was just going to come to him. Now, he looks like he has to work for it, and he knows it, and it's working for him.
Kyle, too, going with urethane, using a fast pitch. And Norm, that's kind of what we've seen throughout the playoffs for a lot of players. They start with urethane, and they go with that ball for about a game. They push enough oil down towards the head pin, and then they jump in with the reactive resin.
Yeah, earlier in the matches, their reactive resin bowling balls just respond too much left of target, and it gets them in trouble too often, so they start with a ball that doesn't hook very much. There's a good spare there. But I'll tell you what, I just watched the first shot for Kyle Troop there, and he really babied that ball, took a lot of the ball speed back, and it still didn't get up the hill. I think he'll change outside of urethane before Tommy Jones does.
There's the arsenal for Kyle Troop today.
Different ball in the left lane, Rob, pitch black.
The same thing right there, Randy. That ball just did not roll enough to hit the pins hard enough. I think the practice has gotten so much oil down in front of the pins already that transition, that first one's going to happen quick.
Don't get me going on the practice time.
Practice?
Practice.
Talking about practice.
Well, Rob, Norm seems to think that Kyle's going to jump into reactive resin a lot sooner than we've seen.
He's already having a conversation, right, with his assistants. And again, this is a race to 3, so no reason to panic. You're going to have plenty of time to make up some ground, but definitely some question marks early on in the troop camp. 9 spare, 9 spare. Tommy opened up the show with a strike, looking for his second.
And there's that soft urethane hit, Norm. You know, that's what you and I were kind of used to back in the 80s.
We did that all the time in the 80s. That's why we didn't miss near as many 10 pins. We shot more of them.
Yeah, we sure did.
Tell me more about the 80s, Uncle Norm.
I've got a great Norm Duke story that I'll tell you when we come back from our first break.
Tommy takes care of the 10 pin. All right, let's take a look at today's Brunswick oil pattern. And Randall, they're rolling on the Don Carter, 39 feet.
Yeah, 39 feet. And remember, the outside part of the lane is slick, and you can't get it wide of maybe 3, 4. If you do, it's going to hydroplane. So you can see the red line is what the players are going to start with urethane. And then once they go to reactive resin, they're going to jump into the blue line.
This is the first ever head-to-head TV meeting between Jones and Troop. 2 frames in, leads at 1.
Hook a bunch. Hook a bunch. Hook a bunch. Now, you know, Norm, when you're asking a urethane ball to hook a bunch, isn't that asking a bit much?
I thought it was, but it hooked a bunch. You know, he missed this off his hand and didn't get quite the rotation on it that he was looking for. He also missed right, and it still got up. So I'll tell you this, the caveat about this pair is the right lane. If you get it wide of about the 7th board, good luck. It's going to miss the head pin. The left lane, you got a little bit more right room.
Mm-hmm. Seems like the left lane hooks a bit more and has throughout the playoffs. And you can see it there, right? I mean, back-to-back light shots for Kyle on the right lane.
All right, settle in.
Yeah, and that was not a bad shot either.
Wasn't that bad.
Two pin dropped 97% of the time on the tour.
You know where we get those stats? We get those stats from our good friends at Lane Talk. For more information, visit lanetalk.com.
So Kyle remains clean, but it's 3 spares through 3 frames. And Kyle has had just some explosive numbers here at the Kia PBA playoffs. Look at the numbers, back-to-back 266s versus Sean Rash, a 278 on Bill O'Neill, and then 227, 233 versus Prather. So a 245.83 average through the course of his 6 games in the playoffs coming into today. Kyle needs a strike. He needs to get this crowd going. He's not going to find it there. Oh, he is! He is!
Not so fast, my friend!
Take it! Oh, yeah, there's some nonverbals going on with Kyle.
Yeah, he throws this ball so good, but it overhooked when it got around that area where Tommy Jones's ball got back, and he didn't think it was. His ball actually rebounded too hard off of it. This transition's already started.
And earlier I said I think there's 2 keys to winning today. It's execution and following the transition. You shook your head, but they didn't hear you say yes.
I said yes.
Okay.
Inside my mind.
And he sometimes needs that validation.
Well,
you should know this by now.
Listen, anytime Norm validates anything I say,
100%.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
It's not a good day. It's a great day.
Yeah.
Y'all talk like I don't validate much.
By the way, Norm, in the coming weeks, we're going to see you on the lanes for a little King of the Lanes competition. Can't wait to see you out there. By the way, Tommy is going to take on Kyle in an upcoming King of the Lanes showdown. That's next month on FS1. We are live today on Fox. Tommy Jones right through the nose.
All right, so Norman, what are you seeing now? You got the early jump on the left lane for Kyle. This one goes right through the face for Tommy. And it's all because of the urethane beating the front part of the lane up.
Well, to get urethane to hook, you have to sand it. And when you sand those bowling balls, they're going to pick up more oil in the front than they are delivering oil in the back.
Gotcha.
So they're overhooking now to the right, just from, what, about a dozen shots on each lane total? Yep. So this is going quick.
Pay respect to this pair.
And that's why.
Yep.
Open frame.
Tape.
Oh, he's going to the tape now. Remember, we had some tape issues with Tommy in a recent broadcast.
Yeah, well, he's had some issues here in Florida because of the heat and the humidity.
This is like the bowling version of Operation, right? Don't touch the edge. Don't touch the shocked.
That was an 80s game, by the way.
It all comes back to the 80s, Norm. Uncle Norm, tell me about the 80s.
Next year's going to be a Battleship reference.
Oh, great game. The two former players of the year. Had a little Chris Schenkel conversation last night.
Yeah, we did.
Out at dinner with the great Bill Raftery.
Amazing, amazing time.
That was an epic name drop. 7.
Normie, I'm sorry, Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, this crowd is wanting.
Yeah, they're waiting.
They're waiting. They're wanting to explode. We got some hardcore bowling fans. We got some newbie fans in the crowd too. And these are not the numbers they are expecting here through 4.5.
Norm, how much longer do they stay with the urethane?
I would have already been out of it. However, Tommy's probably going to stay with urethane a lot longer than Kyle because he's getting his ball to actually hook. I don't see Kyle throwing another urethane ball on the right lane. If he does, he'll go to the black one, which hooks a little bit more than the pitch blue. I'd be changing right now.
We've seen more serious faces than we have strikes today. Both Troop, Jones, just a lot of looks at the lanes, at the ball choices, what's going on. And a real deliberate pace here today as well.
Yeah.
He's staying with the pitch blue.
Working on a strike. Oh, my.
So then you add that to the equation, Norm. So you ace a shot. So you're having trouble getting to the pocket. Then you ace a shot, and you leave a ring 10.
Right, and that's just because the ball is not on the lane. It is just hovering on that oil, hydroplaning. And so, therefore, it enters the pins, and it deflects a little more. You leave the 10 pin. Not to say that there's not moves that you can continue with that ball and get the 10 pin out, but what ratio?
Now, he thought he had that one, for sure. You saw that reaction. Again, probably the early theme here, outside of the challenges these two guys are having with the oil, is Kyle's clean. Tommy's had that open frame.
And nobody has struck yet on the right lane.
No strikes in the right lane, no pairs of strikes yet.
Well, every time I've personally been on this pair of lanes, the right lane has been awful to me.
Hey.
There we go, Kyle Troop. Lead at 10 through 5.5. Game 1 here at the PBA playoffs final. Tommy and Kyle both still trying to find their way through these lanes. Beautiful look at Jupiter Inlet. That's how Norm Duke got here. Oh, look at the power couple that showed up today.
Is that
Brady Quinn?
Brady Quinn.
Yeah. Alicia Sacramone Quinn, one of the most decorated gymnasts in U.S. women's history. Brady Quinn You know him. You love him.
Absolutely.
Notre Dame legend, Fox Sports legend. Sloan and Teagan here as well. And you still have a free chance to win $1,000 playing Fox Bet Super 6. Scan the QR code now. Download that Super 6 app and enter your 6 picks for a free shot at the jackpot. The contest closes soon, so download that Fox Bet Super 6 app right now. Play for free. I know in the past, some of those questions have been like, what will the final score be? Well, I think we were optimistic that the scoring would be high here in Game 1. Not so much right now as you take a look at how both Kyle and Tommy got here to the final and the semifinals. Troop took care of Prather, A.J. Johnson falling to Tommy Jones. So these two colliding for the first time. Not the last time in a couple weeks here. We're going to have these two guys on a King of the Lane show, taking on each other for the right to go after the crown. So this is a race to 3 format today, Game 1. What could be 4? Tommy hasn't struck since the 3rd, and is that a strike on the right lane?
Finally.
Here's what Tommy did in his 6 games through the course of the Kia PBA playoffs. Was high a 249. Yeah, 172 that snuck in there. Of course, that was in a loss.
Came back nicely though in that roll off. You want to hear my Norm Duke story?
Please, yes, a 1980 story involving Norm Duke.
Story. Norm's driving home from way out east, driving back to Oklahoma.
Norm, do you know this story already?
Yes.
He's dead tired. Wait for it.
Back-to-back jacks.
And we're all even. So Norm, dog tired, stops at the gas station, puts the nozzle in the tank, goes to fill up his car, pumping the gas. He gets done and goes in to pay, and then gets in his car and he drives off with the nozzle still in the tank.
Oh, no.
I pulled that pump straight out of the ground. The cover came off first, and that thing's winding and following me. I'd already told the attendant I'd waved him off. It was full service. I'd waved him off because it was so cold, and next thing I know, that thing's laying on its side.
Oh, Kyle leaves the tent. That's like Vacation, where Chevy goes around the back and puts the dog on the bumper. Poor guy must have been running around for the first couple miles.
Another flat 10 on the right lane here. I tell you what, he's going to have to do something. That ball just is not rolling.
Wait, can I go back to the gas station thing? Did you just speed off, or did you have to reimburse them for anything?
No, I gave my number to the guy, and he was really, really livid. And
rightfully so, by the way.
He called me for about 2 months because I had no money. I couldn't pay him for a while.
Kyle kicks that one in there. Did he finally track you down?
He tracked me down, yeah. Yeah, he got me.
He got you?
He got me.
You? What does a gas thing go for back in the 80s?
I don't remember. I know that he got me. I don't know if he got his money.
Yeah, well, it's good follow-up question.
Hey, Rob.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was a good one. We are even through 7. Norm Duke, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, Rob Stone here with you today, live on Fox. Final of the 2022 Kia PBA playoffs. Race to 3 here. Match number 1 has been a slugfest, a real grind. 3rd strike of this match for Kyle Troop.
I like when you call this a rock fight.
It's rocky for sure. Yeah, this is definitely a rock fight right now. Not sexy, not all that pretty, just slugging it out.
But they're grinding. Kyle Troop hasn't got less than 9 on 1 shot. He only has 3 strikes through 8 frames. And the only blemish for Jones is the missed spare.
Yeah, empty frame in the 9th, or the 4th rather. But Tommy's up now. He's the only one to pair strikes together, and he's in the midst of it right now. So 2 in a row, looking for 3.
And the only player to strike on the right lane.
Which is where he's back to right now.
This lane.
Another win for the right lane.
Get it there, it goes all the way, get it in, it doesn't.
Well, he kind of whispered it, but I picked up on what he was saying. He said, first he said, this lane. And then he said, I get it right, it picks up too early, I get it in, it doesn't pick up at all. Meaning that if he gets it right, it overhooks. If he gets it in, it doesn't hook. Is that not a telltale sign that it's time to get out of the urethane?
That is the telltale sign. When you got overhook right with non-reactive and underhook left, you get a bigger ball, you move inside, and you bank it off of there. Now, he knows this. Of course he does.
If he knows it, why isn't he making the change?
Well,
maybe because the match is tight?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, they don't want to just go 0-1, and when you start fishing, that's the easiest way to go 0-1.
Mm-hmm. He resets himself. 3 of his 4 strikes have come on this left lane. Round 2. We begin the 9th frame. Boy, with this pace, you can just tell. You know automatically how much is on the line, right? $100,000 to the winner. Wait was worth it.
Pretty good numbers there, Norm. Strike track powered by Kia telling us that that shot was within 1/10 of an inch of the previous shot on that left lane.
Back to the right lane for Troop.
And he's staying with that pitch blue that has not been hooking for him. This one is a little newer, I hear, than the old one that he started with.
Right.
But they're still the same ball. Feels like this one will hook a little more for him, and it better.
Finally a strike on the right lane for Troop. Trying to be the first to win 2 PBA playoff titles. Kyle burns a re-rack.
What's that ball he's using on the right lane?
Fast pitch.
There you go. Don't worry, Norm, I do it all the time.
Yeah, you know, when you have a pitch black and then you show him the blue one, you just figure. But no.
Strike 9 spare to win. Which one's the better of the 2 lanes for him, Norm?
The left lane.
Okay,
of course.
and where's he finishing?
On the left lane.
Okay. Just want to make sure that you're following along. I know Rob is.
Looking for 3 strikes in a row as Troop. A delayed kick of the 10. He was stared at 7-10 for a split second. And got the corners to drop. And Troop is suddenly in control.
Needs 9 or 10.
9 spare or strike. He takes game 1.
There's your 9. If he could take care of the 7-pin, it's his.
Yeah, normally the 7 pin is a pretty easy pin to knock over. We're probably about 96% on tour average, but when you have to have it to shut your opponent out, it goes down to probably in the 70% range.
Yeah, it's at 93% on the tour. Straighten that circle range.
Sorry, my stylus.
The spare for game 1, he's got it. Yeah, this is an exhale type of a win. 217 is enough. Kyle Troop takes game 1 in our race to 3. More on Kyle and some words of wisdom from Papa Guppy when we return, which is awfully timely considering what we just saw Kyle Troop do.
My dad gave me a lot of advice growing up.
few things that I always share and always tell people when I'm asked this question is, one, strikes are for show, spares make the dough. I live by that. But also, you just got to have fun with the game.
Double pick, baby!
I'm just blessed to be able to do what I love for a living, and that's bowl. So I want to try and make the best of every opportunity when I get to shoe up, whether it's for league, tournaments, pro-am events. Have the most fun you can, and be the best version of yourself you can be.
Spares make the dough. There is Gup.
We're going to see Guppy in a couple weeks on the King of the Lanes Royal Family Edition on FS1. And did he just adopt a grandkid? Is that Kyle's illegitimate son? What is happening over here? I love it. That kid with the wig and the hair fake is awesome.
Are you sure it's a wig?
I checked it. I pulled on it. Yeah. Oh, what a great look.
So two things happen in game one. All right. Recap. Tommy misses the 3-6, 9-10, so miss spare. And Kyle trips the 7-10 out for a strike. It could be a $50,000 difference.
Yep. 33-pin win for Kyle. Only 2 total strikes on the right lane, 1 for each. Kyle starts game 2 on the left. He gets all 10 to collapse.
Remember the late, great Billy Whalen? Remember what he called that hit? Hit him thin and watch him spin? Remember that, Normie?
Well, I used to hear that, but I never met Billy Whalen.
Well, I never did either, but I watched his telecast.
Him thin and watch him spin.
Hit him thin and watch him spin. Tommy is in urethane now. It's like a redemption solid.
Well. 7-10 until that messenger came over in a hurry.
Norm, you like the move?
Oh, I do. I like the move. I liked it probably first 2 frames of the last game, to tell you the truth. But you can just watch the power that this type of ball has into the pins. And now they've got enough oil on the left side of the lane to hold pocket.
Rob, isn't it amazing how much faster the wood flies from urethane to reactive resin?
That was my first reaction.
Dude,
right?
it's like you're shooting marbles and then a wrecking ball going through a straw house, right? It's just like incredibly different.
He's staying with the non-reactive on the left lane. Now, if you remember, he had a little more hook on the left lane, so
right.
He's okay with that. He needed help on the right lane.
This will be his best ever finish in the PBA playoffs. PBA Junior Club members, got a message for you. The PBA Junior Showdown, powered by Lane Talk, kicks off in just a few days, June 1st. And this is your chance to compete for $6,000 in SMART scholarships. Head to PBA.com for more info and download the Lane Talk app today. On the right lane, which has been problematic throughout the day.
I mean, what a difference, right? The subtlety of the strikes with urethane equipment, and then you watch reactive resin go down the lane, and the whole scenery changes.
It really does. I mean, he's begging for this ball to hit.
Right?
If you put a big ball in his hand, he's not begging for nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, these lanes, the oil pattern, they got the blue dye in the oil. That's what we're looking at. The lane's not dirty there. But every shot they throw, you can see those little strips. So they're taking oil off the front part of the lane. But when it gets to the back end where there is no oil, it is delivering that oil there. And that's what's tightening the lane up. When we say tighten the lane, it means it doesn't hook as much.
Great start for Troop here in match number 2. Perfect through 3.
How's that number?
Yeah, you think I don't even know what color that line is now.
Yeah, what do you get when red is over blue, right? Is
Purple.
purple?
Yeah. There's the marks on the lane that Norm's talking about, and basically the trench that the players have created.
It looks like the outsides of that lane is dry. No,
But
not
it's
really.
not.
It is
Yeah, no.
not. It is so slick, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Tommy going for his 21st career tour title. Right now he's tied for 13th most in PBA history with 20. I mean, what a difference Game 2 has been already from Game 1.
Yeah, and you get these two guys with the power game. I mean, when they get this ball, it's reactive resin, so it's stickier. It's going to hook more.
Yep.
And when you give these power players that much hook, their carry percentage can go way, way up.
Yep.
Now they just need to get it to the pocket.
Right. And like we talked about earlier, execution, follow the transition. I mean, maybe waited too long to go to that ball, but that's what he thought he had to do. And the match was still close late. Excuse me, the game was still close late. There's that urethane hit, right?
Yeah, on the left lane, they've been getting it,
Get one of those
but
too.
barely. It hasn't been, quite as obvious that pins are trying to hit other pins, but they're just not getting there, right? I think it's just a matter of time before he goes to reactive resin on both lanes.
Yeah, I agree. Kyle carrying the light hits. Tommy just lost one there. What do you call that, Rob?
Ooh, he had to go shopping for some skinny jeans this Sunday. Not all the stores are open at this hour.
That's my boy.
Skinny jeans.
Oh, he squeezed into that spare, Norm. Yeah, suck in your breath and suck in your gut. These fit fine. I'll take them. Do you have them in gray also? So Kyle pops up. Opening three-bagger for him. Leads at 11. Kyle already threw one of his re-racks. We have an update, Randy.
Tell me.
We're here. We're where we want to be. We are at the Beer Frame, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grabst a Pabst today, and please drink responsibly. Norm, quick, say that line.
Pabst?
Yep.
Pabst? A Pabst.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Yeah. Just read the copy. That's pretty much all I do.
He doesn't have his glasses on.
Let's go! Now a little Yahtzee. Playing a little Yahtzee, are we now?
That's my hit. So you heard Tommy Jones on that left lane when he left that shaker 7. He said, why can't I get one of those? Kyle just comes back with another one that says, no, that's my hit.
Yes, because he's got no thumb in that ball, and Tommy Jones does. It might be about a rev and a half more. Maybe that's the reason, Randy.
A higher rev rate. Grabst-tastic.
I know those two people.
You know everyone. Jones down by 31 now, halfway through game number 2.
On that right lane, gets them all.
Here's some good numbers here, guys. Look at these numbers here.
Yeah, watch this ball respond. Right there.
Like somebody just kicked it left.
And that's the break point. It's
Yep.
because that's where the blue oil stops
Right.
and where no oil starts. So when people reference break point, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Staying with urethane on the left.
Strike and a 9 spare on that left lane here in game number 2 for Jones. A strike to it. Well, if game 1 was a rock fight, Randall and Norm, this is a scorer's paradise here in game number 2. And Troop is perfect through 5. Oh my goodness. Look at that t-shirt.
That's awesome.
And to get Kyle with that facial expression is beautiful.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, so Tommy's got one look, right? And Kyle's got another look.
Polar opposites.
Well, I wonder what would happen if, I don't know, if we flip the looks.
No way.
The crowd is watching it right now. Look at Kyle. Kyle's pointing to the screen.
I mean, I kind of like the PBA Thanos look on Jones.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not
right?
wrong. This is great. We're having great fun, and we're going to have more fun because, Norm, we are in the midst of a PAP 6-pack alert. Kyle Troop Strike Series is going to win $1,500, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please remember to drink responsibly. We love a good 6-pack alert. What a start this would be to game 2 for Kyle Troop if he can. Open that 6-pack.
Cheers, baby!
Isn't he one of the most colorful people in the entire world?
Wasn't his dad?
Yes.
Apple doesn't fall far, brother.
Apple trees make apples, Norm. He's great. 6-pack converted and cracked open. Thank you, Pabst Blue Ribbon, for your sponsorship. Kyle Troop. You know, that energy and that fun for sure, but sometimes you got to pump the brakes here. There's $100,000 on the line here, and Kyle in control of game number 2 and threatening to take a 2-0 lead in this race to 3 against Tommy Jones.
Yeah, and Kyle Troop has moved his feet 2 or 3 boards to the left, and he is just getting on it. Ball's not hooking a whole lot, but he is hitting. So
No defense, just offense.
Yeah, and, you know, unlike Tommy, who switched balls in the right lane, he just got in a little bit and then started over-hitting it. That'll get that ball back.
A 41-pin lead, just like that. That's what happens when you're rolling against perfection.
Oh, we got that in.
Sure did. Got away with it. Big time break for Tommy Jones. He needs everything to fall his way right now.
Well, he was talking about not getting that light hit before.
Yeah.
Well, he gets the Brooklyn. I guess that makes up for it.
That makes up for it.
Because that keeps him in this match. Otherwise, he was out.
Yeah.
0-2.
Whoa.
Hello.
Whoa. Somebody's phone alarm or something went off.
Turn your phones off, folks. I wonder if that was DJ Archer, Tommy's roommate. He's standing just off the side of our set. He's shaking his head, looking at me, going, "Nope, you know better than that, Randy."
Throw DJ under the bus.
I would
like
never.
that.
I love DJ.
I think it's Guppy. Good thing I know and love Guppy Troop.
Big shot here for Jones.
He likes it.
All right, 4 in a row for Tommy to keep things within striking distance.
How big is that Brooklyn?
Oh, my gosh.
Let's flash back to last year, guys. Randy, you remember this one, Milford, Connecticut, Bolero Milford?
I do.
Here at the PBA playoffs. It was Sam Cooley, the Australian, taking on Kyle Troop. Game 2, Cooley down 1-0, and the 31st televised perfect 300 game in PBA history.
Look how excited he is.
Oh my God, he was lit. There was cartwheels, he was... Like, I didn't even know Sam had teeth, and he flashed them to us for just a brief moment.
You know,
300, but Troop able to win.
Stand by, I got a thought.
Perfect through 7, not through 8. Oh, what a great job we did jinxing him. Sorry about that, Kyle. That was Randy's call.
Ball speed up on that shot there. You can see 17.6, a little faster, and that's the reason for the bucket. But did you know in the 2 years of Kyle Troop's run at the PBA playoffs, he's lost only 2 games, and one of them was to Sam Cooley's 300.
Yeah, 14-2.
Yeah.
And he had a perfect shot at it.
He's 7-0 in this year's edition of the PBA playoffs, so we did a tremendous / horrible job jinxing that 300 possibility game from Kyle Troop. So instead, we're going to honor him with the spare of the game, sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Guaranteed Rate, believe you will. So again, no open frames this afternoon from Kyle Troop. He was perfect through 7, gets the 6 spare there in the 8th, and he steps up now to begin the 9th. The lead sitting at 17. Strike train.
Good news, Norm. He struck on the left lane in the 9th frame to set up the 10th. Bad news, he's got to finish the game on the right lane.
Yeah, he's got to finish on the right lane, and he saw that 41-pin lead. It's down to 17.
Yeah.
Fast, and all because of a Brooklyn.
Right.
And a reminder of how the Kia PBA playoffs works. Again, this is a race to 3, so even if Kyle holds on to this lead, he's up 2-0, but Tommy Jones will have plenty of time to chip away at that lead and pull himself back in. And if he levels things at 2-2, yeah, we go to a 9th and 10th frame roll-off.
What a nice shot there by Tommy Jones. One more strike, Norm. He'll take the lead in game 2 for the first time.
For the first time in the match. But if he strikes out, he's a winner. No?
Nope. 269. 276.
Oh, 276. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Don't have my glasses.
It's all right, Norm. And also, we are currently in the midst of another Pabst 6-pack alert. If TJ strikes here, he's going to win $1,000, sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please remember to drink responsibly. Our second PBR 6-pack alert of Game 2.
Crack open the 6-pack. TJ's not done yet.
Well, that puts him in the 250s, the high 250s. Kyle Troop is in the mid 250s. One more, Tommy gets into the 260s and will force Kyle Troop to double in the 10th.
Eight total strikes for Tommy Jones, including the last 6 in a row. Boy, how fast this one has swung in favor of Tommy Jones, and might have gotten away with that one.
That looked in the whole way, and it was. Look at our numbers right here by strike track.
Up the lane.
Yeah, Randy, he knows that his miss has to be left, and it just can't be this far left.
Right. Different ball game if he carries a couple of 7 pins early.
No doubt about it.
All right, so he's going to go to reactive and throw a strike shot here because he doesn't need to cover the pin. The scenario stays the same if he makes the spare or not.
Right. He's fishing right here.
Right.
No, folks, that wasn't a mistake.
It sounded like one. Did you hear that?
Oh, the crowd moaned. Now, Kyle Troop must strike first ball here in the 10th frame. If he does it, we're all even 1 game apiece. Strike and 6.
Strike and 6. He was chasing a perfect game until he ran into the right lane in the 8th frame. Got a 6 spare. He's back on that right lane right now. If he can strike here, he takes a 2-0 lead.
Leaves just 6. Boy, the difference in 2-0 and 1-1 is absolutely huge.
Insurmountable?
Not for Tommy Jones, but sometimes when you're sitting in that seat, you feel like it's insurmountable.
Now, Kyle, he needs 6. Does he look at reactive? Does he keep doing what he's doing?
He's going to look at reactive.
He's going to look at reactive.
He
right
needs
here.
6 and 2 shots, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Needs 6 for the game. He'll take 10.
Hey, Rob, you know the name of the bowling ball he just went to? It's kind of a reference to my life. It's called Altered Reality.
2-0 lead for Kyle Troop.
No, that's really the name. What a shot there. But, you know, you guys, I mean, you know the difference in the equipment. You know how much more that ball hooks. You have a really good idea how many boards you got to move with your feet, how many boards you got to move with your target when you go to the reactive.
Well, especially if you're lined up. I mean, he's got 2.
What does he do now, Norm? He went back to the hurricane right there. What does he do?
I don't know. I think we asked him.
276, 257. One more for the belt, says your reigning, defending PBA playoff champ. If he can get one more win, the belt goes back to Troop. Tommy Jones knows what he needs to do. Strike and win ASAP. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Kia PBA playoffs. We're going to recap the major winners this year. It started with who else? Mr. Major, Jason Belmonte, taking the Players' Championship. Anthony Simonson claiming the U.S. Open. Our good friend Dom Barrett becoming the 8th to win the Triple Crown as he took the TOC. Chris Prather and followed that up with a World Championship title.
Yeah, that was after finishing 2nd at the Tournament of Champions.
And then the USBC Masters, Anthony Simonson taking care of our guest on the set, Norm Duke. You remember that moment, Norm?
Oh, yeah? I've thrown that shot 1,000 times and never threw it very good.
Let me tell you something about that. I was texting back and forth with a lot of players like E.J. Tackett for one, and we were all so nervous watching that show. I did the show. I was like on the edge of my seat. E.J. Tackett texted me saying, I've never been this nervous watching a bowling telecast. And it was all because of Norm.
Here at the playoffs, Kyle Troop with the 2-0 lead. We have a bit of a worlds colliding situation.
Yes, we do.
Going on today. I don't know if you know that. You know, I've got my bowling brethren over here. Over my shoulder, do you see who's here? We've got 2 legends that are both at Fox Sports in the house.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn and Bill Raftery standing by with Kimberly Pressler. Kimberly, man, you are look at that. The thorn between 2 roses.
Legends indeed, and I'm so excited to have both of you here today. And Brady, let's start with you because you're used to competing at this level. So what is it like watching these 2 pro athletes out here today?
I mean, the second game, I mean, just the way they turned it on was phenomenal. The crowd's awesome. It's just the difference between how quiet it is when they're getting ready to go, but then after they hit a strike, it's huge. So it's been fun.
Now, over the break, I heard you say that you used to bowl in the league. Are we ever going to get you out here one of these days?
Maybe. I brought my two oldest daughters with us. They're having a great time, although we were trying to keep them quiet, though, for the bowlers. So hopefully that didn't mess them up the first game.
Thank you so much. And Bill, you're used used to being on TV as well. So, but this is your first time at a PBA event. What is your first impression?
Well, normally at a bowling alley, I'm having a beverage with a bunch of friends and having a great time. But I think I should have grown my hair a lot bigger. Yes. I would have been a much better athlete.
Well, we can get you a Pabst Blue Ribbon right over there anytime you want. Thank you guys both for coming out today.
Oh my God, I have tears coming out of my eyes. Raph is the best. By the way, we didn't even know he was coming here.
Yeah.
Randy and I saw him, about 6 hours ago? I think we closed out an establishment in the greater Jupiter area, had dinner with Bill and his beautiful wife, Joni. So I turned around the corner, and there's Raph showing up. I told him to come by, and there he is, all dressed up. And then Brady Quinn and his beautiful wife, Alicia, coming up here. We love it. We're spreading the gospel of a sport that the three of us really care a lot about.
No doubt about it. To have them here and present, isn't it exciting?
We got to get them up. We don't have enough headsets up in our booth right now.
Hey,
Norm, you got to hold down the ground, Norm, because they're coming for you. They're coming for you.
Yeah, they can have this.
No, they're not taking it at all. All right, so game number 3 coming up next here at the Kia PBA playoffs, and Kyle Troop has stormed to a 2-0 lead. Tommy Jones is in an absolute must-win situation, and it's next live on Fox.
Yeah, definitely one of the older guys. I don't necessarily feel old because I've surrounded myself with the younger guys and kind of, helped them along, just like some of the older guys before me helped me along. So it kept me young and kept me feeling like I'm still part of the group there, but my body definitely knows it sometimes.
22nd year on the tour for the 43-year-old from Simpsonville, South Carolina, Tommy Jones, and the crowd is coming alive right now, and they need to elevate that man, Tommy. He needs a win. Otherwise, Kyle Troop will be your back-to-back PBA playoff champ. Well, we tell you, you bring a sign, we're putting you on television. We've got some grab-tastic signs as well as we continue our coverage of the Kia PBA playoff championship. Race to 3. Kyle has raced to a 2-0 lead as you take a look at the strike total today. And remember, Kyle with 11 last game, including the front 7. Tommy had 8, but not enough.
Well, game 2 heated up like a Mongolian barbecue, didn't it?
I was not expecting that spice after the rock fight we had in game 1. So one of the themes to this broadcast, Norm, was Tommy Jones. No TV appearances last season. Folks wanted to write him off. Not so fast. He's down 2-0. Folks want to write him off. Today, I say, not so fast.
Not so fast. He's down 0-2. However, he's not out. There's no question about it. But it is a lonely feeling down there in that seat when you're down 0-2 and you got, you're one loss away from watching the playoffs go to your competitor.
Tall mountain in front of him. Tall mountain in front of him, just saying.
Yeah, Randy, they've pulled up just enough oil off of those. You see the stripes down there. Just enough oil to get that ball to hook. Yep. I thought he was going to move in and do more like Tommy, at least reactive resin on the right lane. He decided not to. And, you just shot 270. Why not stick with what brought you here?
What's the saying you like to use, Norm?
Dance with the one who brung you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he's just a couple flat 10s away on that right lane from going to reactive resin.
No question, yes. And that looked like a flat 10 to me. Last shot he threw.
One of those. That was a deep knee bend, which told you something was wrong.
That'll be interesting.
3-6-9-10. The danger pin is that back pin, the 9 pin. You got to have enough ball going through the 3-6 to cover that back pin.
Yeah, and oftentimes you get just enough to get that back pin and you chop 3 off the 6 or the 3-6 off the 10.
Only 66% of the time on the tour, this spare conversion is dropped. This has certainly been the tougher of the two lanes today. Tommy makes quick work of it.
Yeah, I think the right lane has now become Tommy's favorite lane now that he's in the bigger ball.
He missed only once last game on that right lane, Norm.
Hated it, but we'll take it. To start for Tommy Jones.
That's a little bit inside, and it just kind of laid there, Norm.
Yeah, it did. And, you know, Kyle Troop just got off that lane. He got his inside, and it didn't land down at all. It just moved right through the head pin.
I mean, you can really see the track on the lanes. Look at that beat-up area in the front.
Neither of those shots he liked very much, and he's got a 20-pin lead. So,
now, score-wise, this is his best start of the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Another strike, both on that right lane for Kyle Troop and the PBA King of the Lanes. The Royal Family Edition begins Monday, June 6th on FS1, 9 Eastern from here, Bolero. And yeah, Team Guppy, there's baby Kyle. That was the last time Guppy rolled on television. It was in Erie, Pennsylvania. Was it 98?
98.
1998. There's Guppy live with us right now. You're going to see Guppy and his son Kyle in action coming up. One of the best. One of the best.
Absolutely.
You walk into a bowling center and you see Guppy and you say to yourself, they just got better.
Yep. I'll tell you, Norm he's known Guppy as long as I have.
You rolled against Guppy for sure.
I bowled against him in 1984, and he beat me.
That you remember it or
I
anything.
do. Yes, I do. Didn't like him for at least a year.
So you referenced Norm bowling against Guppy, but you don't think I ever bowled against Guppy?
Hey, Randy, did you ever bowl against Guppy Troop?
You're damn right I did.
All right, tell me about it.
It was a long time ago.
Okay. Did you lose?
I don't know. Can't remember. I don't think I ever bowled him on television. Plenty of times in match play. One time, Guppy turned me in and I got fined.
He turned you in for what?
I kicked a foul light.
You didn't like him for a year either. There you go. Now, you can watch this. Tommy is digging right now. He knows he's got to keep this lead.
Messenger! 4 for 4 to start game 3 for Tommy Jones.
What a great time for a messenger for Tommy Jones.
Yeah,
watch this.
It gets flipped around.
Head pin, sidewall, 10 pin. Get out of my face.
Remember, last game, Kyle Troop perfect through 7. Tommy doing some maintenance work right now, perfect through 4.
Exactly what he has to do to stay in this, right?
Well, if he doesn't miss, he doesn't lose. We learned that early, didn't we? Now, he needs to strike a lot, too, because Kyle Troop, other than that bucket, he just hasn't seen anything except strike.
6 spare in the second on the left lane, but strikes first, third, and fourth. Defending champ down 30. If he wins this game, he takes the title.
Uh-oh.
Through the nose.
Early dig there, Norm.
Yeah, that was the same as frame 2 for him, where he got it in, hit overhook. He's looking at a 310 this time instead of the 369-10.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is a split, but it is quite a bit easier than the 369-10 is.
It's starting to look more and more like the transition is going to take over the urethane for Kyle Troup, and he's going to have to get into the reactive ball.
I think you're right.
310, only covered 57% of the time on the tour, and he missed it. First open frame of the afternoon for Kyle Troup. This is exactly what Tommy Jones needed. A perfect start coupled with an open frame from Troup. Lead has swollen to 44.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Swollen?
Swollen, yep. Could be a word, maybe it's not. I'd like to think it is. USFL action, Randy, coming up next. Pittsburgh Maulers and the Houston Gamblers here on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
And your team is?
The Tampa Bay Bandits. Just across this beautiful state of Florida. And no messenger.
It's
no
time.
Nothing.
It's time.
Right, because he's high on the lane 2 shots ago. He moves in, and now he's not getting his ball through the pins like it was before. I think it's time, but I thought it was time in game number 1.
Yeah, but he shot 270 in game 2. And he, like you said, you danced with the one that you brung, and he stayed with it. But I think it's getting real close to that time.
Yeah, and he'll get a chance.
Troup shot out to a 2-0 lead in this race to 3. Tommy Jones entered game 3 saying, win or it's over. And Tommy is in control, and he is perfect through 5 frames. Neither way that Tommy Jones has come out here in game number 3, a must-win situation, and been perfect. 44 on Kyle Troup. No 6-pack for Tommy there.
Urethane carry down, Norm?
Yep. That's what I'm seeing right there. I think about 4 or 5 shots ago in that lane, that ball rolls up. Maybe it's a commercial break. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he missed it. It looked pretty good to me, though.
Right in the face of the 2-pin, so a spare for Tommy.
Well, here's the interesting part about it. Had Tommy got that strike, then I think that Kyle Troup changes balls on both lanes and makes sure and fishes around and gets lined up with the reactive bowling ball. Now that Tommy missed that shot, it almost, you know, it puts Kyle back in play. He may not make that move now.
I think Kyle's going to reactive resin on both lanes.
I do too. It sure did muddy the water a little bit,
Yeah.
didn't it?
It brought him back down to earth a bit, but still a big lead.
Back on the strike train goes Tommy.
So right before we went to break, here's Kyle Troup looking over at his tour rep. Let's see if what we think he's going to reactive resin. So he was meaning done. I'm done with the urethane. I'm getting out of it.
Correct.
With altered reality.
Change worked.
Look at the difference from the urethane ball, the big line, the big angle versus the urethane angle. The blue line was urethane. Break point is still the same, Norm.
Yeah, they're trying to get it off the same break point down lane, but getting it to that break point and how much on it do you want once it gets there? That's the whole equation you're trying to solve. That was pretty good right there in solving that equation.
Yeah. Same ball in the left lane. Jones still using urethane on the left lane.
Go to the 8th. Yikes.
3, 4, 6, 7. He's going to try to get the ball over here to the right side of the 3-pin and cut it into the 4 and 7. Percent of the time is, or almost 21% of the time is a tour average.
Oh, wow, look at that curve in early. Second open frame here in game number 3, and this one is looking more and more like we're going to go to at least game number 4.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see game 4.
Done.
Hang on, Norm. He was throwing a strike ball.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why we know we're going to game 4.
Kyle thinking big picture. He has moved on from game number 3.
Yep.
Tommy gets that rack to collapse. Maybe not to his liking.
That's that spot we talked about early, down lane on the right lane. Once it gets wide, really, it just no way. Right there, no way.
Yeah, you know what we call that part of the lane, Norm?
Out of bounds? What?
We used to call it that. You know what we call it now? What Rob and I call it? We say it's slicker than an otter's pocket out there.
Slicker than an otter's
pocket. Yeah.
I've never seen an otter's pocket. I'm going to take your word for it.
Where do otters live? They live in the ocean.
Just take his word for it, Norm.
I'm taking
Just
his
take his word for it. Kyle Troop in some conversation as Tommy Jones steps up.
Yeah, this is his first look at reactive resin on the left lane.
I think that's Black Widow Ghost right there for Tommy on the left lane getting out of the urethane. Question is, does he stay with it going into game 4? What do you think, Norm?
I would be guessing because that has been a pretty good lane for him all day. But the fact that he did change and he's fishing, that means it's a possibility, maybe a probability.
Game is over. Kyle Troop is just trying to get locked in for game 4 and avoid a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Got that lane locked in, Norm.
Yeah. I think he's just going to move a couple left on this left lane. Remember, it's the hooking lane of the 2. He probably played it a couple of boards different. It might be 4-5 now,
gotcha.
Because of the the non-reactive balls drying up the mid part of the lane. Don't see that very often. Down by 77.
That was pretty deep, and maybe a little loft.
Well, this is what you showed earlier on your graphic, where players going to start here, they're going to end here. Well, we've got one more game at least, and he's in there.
Yeah. I mean, who do you give the edge to going into game 4 now, Norm?
I call it 50-50.
Okay. You know, the only question mark I have is the one shot that Tommy threw on the left lane with the reactive. You know, now what's going on in his head? Is it, well, that looked pretty good, so do I go to reactive now on both lanes, or do I stay with the urethane on that lane?
Well, that's the question he's asking himself, and right now I don't think he's answered it yet. He's going to get up in the next game and make that call on the fly.
Here's another look at a different ball for Kyle Troop. And what's funny is even though the motion looked better, these are ring and 10.
Yeah, you can tell he put it right on the last shot spot. So both balls he played from the same spot. I like the one that strikes, not the one that 10 pins.
Jim Callahan, as tour rep, told us he's playing the lanes 5 boards difference, and that's pretty much what you said, Norm.
Yeah, we had him a couple most of the years here. Now it's already to 5.
Different ball on that lane for Tommy Jones. It's the Black Widow Ghost that he used on the left lane.
Can I throw the last 2 on the left lane? Is that legal?
That's exactly what you just mentioned.
It's what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
He wants another shot on that left lane. Unfortunately, he's not going to get it until the next game.
Exactly. That's the fun part of this strategy thing.
Right?
Is right now, he knows I got the right lane. He doesn't know how much different the left lane is. He's been throwing 2 different balls all day long. Yep. He doesn't know it's 5. I think he thinks it's 2.
He's going to finish the next game on the left lane. He's trying to pick something out of his head that he doesn't have.
He doesn't even own a pick.
He's got some razors for sure. So a lot of chess pieces being moved around. Figuring out plans of attack as we close in on the start of game 4. As we close out game 3. 78-pin win for Tommy Jones, 279-201. So, Tommy's been here before. Will he be back again? Another must-win game for Tommy Jones. Otherwise, it's Troop's title. Welcome back to the Kia PBA Tour Playoffs. Kyle Troop. His 2-0 lead now reduced to 2-1 against Tommy Jones as we enter game 4. We go head-to-head through 3 games between these two top 10 seeds. Strikes, spares, and opens. And those 2 opens from Kyle Troop came in the last game. Tommy Jones so strong that last game. So if Tommy can get a win here, we're off to a 2-frame roll-off, the 9th and 10th frames. Kyle wins it. He's your first ever 2-time PBA playoff champion. Wow, right.
That's
Wow,
an
it's
angle.
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
we
a
got a
chess
game
match, guys. You know, they start with urethane. They're moving all over the place. Game 1's a little dicey. Then all of a sudden, the strike fest starts. Then they're changing bowling balls, moving 10 boards left with their feet. I mean, and just oh, there's the guppy thrust.
That's a baby thrust. I think he's got a bigger one if he wins.
No comment there, I guess.
Just a thrust, guys. Just a thrust. Matching strikes.
Yeah, now this is the decision, I think, of the whole game.
Of the tournament.
I think he's going to stay put. Randy thinks he's going to change balls. Neither of us know.
What would you do, Norm?
I would change.
Randy?
Change.
Tommy?
He's staying. And this is just all about not having enough information on the left lane to be confident that you can start with a 4 or 5 bagger.
He knows what this ball is going to do, but it can change in a heartbeat.
Tommy!
Did that validate his decision? I know he got the result he wanted, but the way he got it?
No, did not validate anything. In fact, I think that he just knows he's got 5 shots over there. And, I mean, you know, his 10th frame, maybe he's got 6 or 7. He just doesn't want to fish.
Jones' last 2 games, 257, 279, the highest for him in the playoffs. Do you know that?
I did not know that. And he's contemplating changing balls, so. Yeah. Wow.
Opening pair for Troop as well.
Well, let's take a look at what Kyle Troop was doing with urethane and now what he's doing with reactive. Reactive with blue ball, urethane, the red one. And you can see how much faster he has to throw the reactive resin because it just hooks that much more, so he's got to get it down the lane. But here's some of the numbers I want you to look at. Here's his position at the arrows and his position at the laydown or the launch. 14 boards difference. The laydown area where the ball comes in contact with the lane. 10 at the arrows.
Yeah, which equates to probably 20 boards with your feet.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
Now, Norm, he said, oh, boy, because he got it inside a target.
Way inside a target as you're looking at the strike track to the right.
And it held pocket because of urethane.
Well, that and because of angle. You know, when
you don't think there's been oil pushed down by Tommy Jones on that left lane to make that ball hold up?
Absolutely, I do. But the angle that he's using at least allows every shot to get wide of the pocket. When you're going straight, sometimes it starts off it's not wide of the pocket. So angle has a little bit to do with the hold he created there.
Okay.
Opening three-bagger for both here in Game 4.
What'd you see there, Norm?
I saw that ball labor down lane.
Little wiggle.
Yeah, where it wasn't laboring before. But listen, he's got so much hand in it.
Coming up next, guys, USFL action. Pittsburgh Maulers, Houston Gamblers here on Fox and on the Fox Sports app.
Who's got the best unis, Rob?
Tampa Bay Bandits.
Yeah, but that's just because that's your team.
No, they actually have really good uniforms, too. They've got it all. They're the complete package. Although the Birmingham Stallions, 5-0 to start this season. Jones on that left lane. He's got the right figured out. This is where questions arise.
Let's go, Tommy!
No questioning that shot. Opening ham bone there for Jones. And he takes a seat.
So, Rob, you called Game 1 a rock fight.
Yep. Game 2 a score fest.
Okay. Game 3?
Team Jones.
Okay, and what would you call Game 4 to this point?
Strategery.
I love you, Rob.
You're the one.
Here we go with some strategery.
Curled that one in nicely. Woo! Both Troop and Jones 4 for 4 to open up Game 4. Pick it out, kid.
24-6 on this shot, guys. It's covering a lot of real estate, isn't it, Norm?
That is really bellying the ball a whole lot, and that's what the two-handers can do is, man, they 2 or 3 games into a block, they just throw their feet way left and just wind on it.
Kyle, a good 10 boards left on the lane. And Tommy Jones, 10, 2 arrows.
Yes, and that is definitely at his advantage.
Go! Get up there, baby! Kyle had the opening 7 in Game 2, and props Guppy seeing him with the opening 5 here in Game 4.
The Gupper, you gotta love the Gupper. He'd be smiling that big even if Kyle was bowling bad, though. He just smiles every day. It doesn't matter.
Every day above ground's a good day for Gup. Match we have here.
Yeah, and keep in mind, if Troop wins, he is the champion. If Jones wins,
2-frame roll-off.
2-frame roll-off.
Yep.
No messenger. 10 stands.
Nice shot, Dilwad.
You called it the last time he was up on that right lane.
Yeah, I just labored. That's when it labors, yeah, you get a strike here and there, but you're not going to get 10-baggers if your ball's laboring down lane. This thing has to move into the pins. Now, he didn't throw it very good, Randy. He did get it inside a target. He did miss it a little bit, so he might not be worried about it. I don't know. You and I seem to be worried about it.
Well, the only thing I'm worried about is that Kyle Troop may not miss.
He may not.
And if that's the case, it's game over.
There were game 2. Kyle, 11 total strikes, including the front 7. Troop with the front 5 here. The first spare we've seen of this game. Jones must win to force a roll-off. Messenger dropped that 10.
43-year-old slinging messengers, guys. I think he still has some left in the tank.
Yeah, so does Kyle Troop, though, who's been perfect through 5. We wrap up game 4 from the PBA playoff championship round next. The all-time PBA playoff winners. Prather back in 2019 in the first ever edition of the playoffs. Our good friend Billy O in 2020. And then Kyle last year as the 1 seed. And he's just a few frames away from defending that title. And, of course, we're going to see Kyle and Tommy a little bit later in June in the King of the Lanes tournament coming up. So Kyle.
Do they even have an escalator or an elevator?
They do not have an elevator.
Well,
no,
then I'll never see the top.
I asked. It takes you out of the running, huh?
Yep.
And then the fact that it's $12 to get in, that writes off Randy.
That took Randy out.
I don't do well in thin air. And again, look at the angles, 23.5 to 5.
Leads at 21 for Team Troop.
The last time Guppy used angles like that, Norm, he was shooting a 10-pin.
And he hit it. Yeah. 22 to 5.
If only Guppy enjoyed life a little bit more.
I know.
For Troop. Second time today, he's opened up with the front 7. Did it in game 2 en route to a 19-pin win. He's doing it right now here in game 4.
Foot on the accelerator.
Just like Guppy driving him home to North Carolina later today. Turn signals optional. Gas optimal. Down 31, must win this game. Will not go quietly.
Yeah, that was real good.
All right, one more. He cut it to 11.
This is one of his best shots of the day here. Gets it all the way to the right. That's where the friction is.
Yep.
And it comes back.
Still with the urethane. Can't change now, right?
He can't change.
Got to stay committed.
He can't change now. Yeah, there's just not enough information in his head to go change it.
Don't forget to head on over to the PBA YouTube channel, guys, in just a couple minutes. PBA post show presented by Kia once this one is done. USFL action on the backside here on Fox.
Go, Tommy!
3 in a row for Jones. Cutting into that that deficit.
Rob, did you tell the viewers that Tommy's 43? 43 years old.
22 years on the tour, 20 tour titles, tied for 13th most in the history of this great league.
Like at the beginning of the
That's
the
exactly
telecast,
what we had, right?
Wasn't there some mention of people writing him off after last
100%.
season? Right?
Yeah. Right off Tommy Jones
Okay.
at your own peril, whether it's today or through the course of the season.
I wasn't one of those because I have him as an anchor man on the Dallas Strikers coming up in a couple of months.
You got Tommy?
Yeah, I got Tommy. I got 2
Wow.
years ago's winner of this, Bill O'Neill.
True passenger! Get down 10! Get down 10 pin! Get in your home! 8 in a row for Team Troop. And he tries to settle things down, asking for a re-rack. How about this messenger? Delivering on Sundays! Double pistol.
Double pistol.
Bang, bang. What did he just say about that shot clock?
He may get one.
He's going to get a shot clock violation.
Yeah, there is a little screen. It's out of the shot right now, and the clock is
25.
25?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll take the minor fine.
Yeah, it's a minor fine.
Right,
Been
take
doing
that.
6-packs all day long.
He doesn't even see. You know what? Randy might go over there and just kick it, and Guppy will fine him.
I'm gonna run down there and chuck that shot clock out the side door.
It's a big shot in the ninth. Troop has been perfect here in Game 4.
Oh, that's inside.
It laid there, Norm. Well inside, and it just stuck there.
Guppy approves.
Yeah, this looked left off his hand, and it just laid there. That's what being left of your opponent gives you. That's why it's an advantage. Is that's clean. That's a clean part of the lane. Nobody's throwing a shot right there.
Wow.
Second time Kyle has flirted with a 300 game today alone. The first 7 in Game 2. He's got the first 9 here in Game 4.
A strike now for Tommy Jones.
Absolutely.
He has to strike out to have any chance.
Let's go, Tommy!
Nope.
3-6-19.
It's over.
It's over, yeah. He got that one down on the floor a little early. It looked like he might have dropped it a little bit and just caught it. Lost speed. Ball took off early.
Now, Kyle has done the math. He's sitting there. He does not want to celebrate sitting down. There's some internal partying going on right now. Definitely now.
Yeah, Guppy's over there coming out of his shoes. He can't wait to party with his kid.
The belt will go back to Kyle Troop. He will be your 2-time defending PBA playoff champ. What color is the sky in those glasses right now? Yeah, but the story is not done here yet.
Yeah, Kyle gets the finish on his good lane.
Chasing 300.
I think the right lane's a little bit friendlier for Kyle.
Well, he got the bird dog on the right lane last shot.
Yeah.
That's tour title number 9 for Kyle. His first this year. Best finish this season for both of them here.
Yeah, I say normally these are 3 hard shots to throw because it's a $10,000 bonus should you get them. But when you just pocketed $100,000, it makes these 3 a lot easier.
Yeah. Chasing 300. Two more.
Hey, guys, does PBA bowling ever disappoint on Fox?
Come on,
Never.
Come on.
Let's finish this thing off in style, Kyle. Folks, if you're watching at home, call your neighbors.
Stay present. Job's not
Tell them to turn their TV on to Fox.
Everybody in this building is cheering for that young man. 10.
My hands are sweating too much. Get them dry.
Oh, congratulations, Kyle.
Proud of you, man. Love you too. Thanks, man.
And the Kia PBA playoff belt once again goes to Kyle Troop.
Who's the champ, baby?
You're the champ, baby! The satisfying moment of the match.
Ric Flair!
Sponsored by Snickers. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers.
Storm, love you guys. Lane Talk, Cool Wigs, Vibes, Bowler, X Team Fish. Also, Sean Rex,
PBA King of the Lanes Royal Family Edition begins Monday, June 6th, FS1, 9 Eastern, right here from Bolero, Jupiter. Contenders Chris and Ryan Barnes taking on Wes and Jordan Malott. The winners to meet the royal family of Kyle and Guppy Troop. Coming up next, though, here on Fox, USFL action. Pittsburgh taking on Houston for Randy Peterson. The legend Norton Duke, the Hall of Famer.
Wow, what a great, great show that is.
So good to have you with us, Normie. Kimberly Pressler, as always, ever present. And what a show Kyle Troop put on. He is once again your PBA playoff champ.